Imagine a world where creativity struggled in the shadows of rigid traditions, where exploration was all but forgotten, and knowledge lay dormant in the dusty tomes of ancient libraries. Now, picture that same world bursting forth into vibrant color, innovation, and discovery. Welcome to the Renaissance. It was a remarkable period that not only transformed Europe, but set the stage for the world we live in today, shaping ideas and cultures as far afield as America. In this video, we will unpack the fascinating story of the Renaissance and debunk the myths surrounding this pivotal moment in history. The Renaissance, meaning rebirth, began in Italy around the 14th century and spread like wildfire across Europe through the 17th century. This era was characterized by incredible advancements in art, science, and philosophy. But did you know that the effects of the Renaissance were felt beyond European shores? Join us as we explore the profound impact the Renaissance had, leading us to a new understanding of humanity and the world, ultimately influencing the very foundations of the United States. Before the Renaissance bloomed, Europe was emerging from the Middle Ages, a time heavily marked by feudalism, rigid societal structures, and religious dogmas. Scholars and thinkers were constrained by the Church's doctrines and a lack of critical inquiry. But in the 13th century, a revival of ancient Greek and Roman texts began in the form of the humanist movement. This resurgence sparked curiosity, leading intellectuals to explore the potential of human reason and creativity. The Italian city-states like Florence, Venice, and Rome became the epicenters of this intellectual awakening. Wealthy patrons such as the Medici family financed artists and thinkers, allowing talent to flourish unfettered. The once stagnant cultural landscape began to thrive as artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, and thinkers like Petrarch and Erasmus began to change the way people viewed art and knowledge. The Renaissance was a time of total darkness, before the dawn of enlightenment. Reality. While the Middle Ages were indeed marked by a lack of scientific and philosophical progress compared to ancient Greece and Rome, it's not entirely accurate to portray this period as total darkness. There were significant cultural and intellectual achievements, especially in the Byzantine Empire, which preserved classical knowledge. Art during the Renaissance was profoundly different from the medieval period. Artists moved away from religious themes to embrace human emotion, nature, and classical mythology. The focus shifted to perspective, anatomy, and individualism, allowing for a deeper connection with the viewer. The Renaissance was an elitist movement only for the wealthy. Reality. Although it's true that some wealthy patrons commissioned grand works of art, the Renaissance also saw the rise of public art and accessible culture. Frescoes adorned the walls of churches and public buildings, showcasing stories and histories meant for the common man, not just the elite. Leonardo da Vinci's iconic Mona Lisa embodies the Renaissance ideals of art and science. Da Vinci's work not only showcased the masterful use of sfumato, but also demonstrated an unparalleled understanding of human anatomy, further solidifying the connection between art and science during this era. Da Vinci's inventions and designs reflect his boundless curiosity and creativity, from the flying machine to the armored vehicle. This Renaissance icon embodies the fusion of artistic and scientific inquiry that defined this era and laid the groundwork for innovations to come. As art blossomed, a scientific revolution concurrently emerged. Figures like Copernicus, Galileo, and Vesalius changed our understanding of the universe and the human body. Copernicus's heliocentric model placed the sun rather than the Earth at the center of our solar system, shattering long-held beliefs. Galileo's advancements in observational astronomy challenged the Church's teachings, while Andreas Vesalius laid the groundwork for modern anatomy by meticulously detailing human dissection. The scientific discoveries of this era challenged traditional dogma, but also sparked a new era of inquiry. The Church suppressed all scientific thought during the Renaissance reality. While there were certainly instances of conflict between the Church and scientists, especially Galileo, the relationship between science and religion was more complex. Many members of the Church were scholars themselves and contributed to scientific advancements during the Renaissance. The Church's primary goal was to protect the faith from heresy, not suppress scientific inquiry. Galileo Galilei's observations of the heavens with his telescope challenged the geocentric model and provided conclusive evidence for the heliocentric view. Despite his trial and house arrest for heresy, Galileo's work laid the groundwork for modern astronomy, emphasizing observation and experimentation. Galileo's courage in the face of opposition exemplifies the spirit of scientific inquiry that defined the Renaissance. His legacy continues to inspire astronomers and scientists today. Alongside art and science, the Renaissance produced a literary explosion. Writers like Dante, Boccaccio, Shakespeare, and Machiavelli questioned the nature of humanity, morality, and politics, emphasizing human experience over divine authority. The printing press, invented by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century, revolutionized the written word, making literature accessible to the masses and sparking widespread literacy. Before the Renaissance, everyone was illiterate and ignorant. Reality: many people were literate, particularly in urban areas, but limited access to texts kept knowledge elitist. The Renaissance facilitated a democratization of knowledge, allowing ideas to permeate society and inspire the thinkers who would later shape the new world. Shakespeare's plays and poems continue to captivate audiences worldwide, demonstrating the power of language and storytelling. His exploration of human nature, morality, and the human condition reflects the Renaissance emphasis on individualism and creativity. Shakespeare's work also reveals the evolving role of literature during this period. Plays like Romeo and Juliet showcased the potential of the stage as a platform for social commentary and artistic expression. The Renaissance was not only a cultural and intellectual revolution, but also a harbinger for exploration. Fueled by the newfound curiosity about the world, explorers like Columbus, Magellan, and Vasco da Gama would challenge their boundaries and expand their maps. European explorers only sought to exploit and conquer the indigenous peoples they encountered. Reality: while colonization and its consequences were undoubtedly tragic and transformative, it's essential to recognize that many explorers sought trade and mutual relationships with the indigenous peoples they encountered. The age of exploration was a complex period marked by both conflict and cooperation. Explorers like Vasco da Gama and the Portuguese established trade routes with African and Asian nations, demonstrating the potential for peaceful exchange. Columbus's voyages to the New World were a direct consequence of Renaissance thought, driven by new navigation tools and a quest for trade routes. While his legacy is often debated, Columbus's journeys marked the beginning of a new era in world exploration and cultural exchange. Columbus's encounter with the indigenous peoples of the Caribbean highlights the complexities of the age of exploration. The arrival of European explorers had both positive and negative impacts on the native populations, leading to both cultural exchange and devastating consequences. As the Renaissance stirred Europe, its aftershocks were felt profoundly across the Atlantic. The explorers who journeyed to the New World were products of Renaissance innovation and thinking. Their encounters with the indigenous cultures would permanently alter the course of history. The Renaissance had no impact on the founding of American reality. The Enlightenment thinkers, like John Locke and Montesquieu, were heavily influenced by Renaissance concepts. Ideas of democracy, rights to life, liberty, and property became central to American ideology. The Declaration of Independence and subsequent government structures were infused with Renaissance notions of the individual and the power of reason. John Locke's two treatises of government laid the groundwork for modern democracy, emphasizing the importance of reason and individual rights. Locke's ideas about the social contract and government by consent were influenced by the Renaissance humanist emphasis on human dignity and reason. Locke's influence on the American founding fathers, including Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, reflects the profound impact of the Renaissance on American thought and governance. The Renaissance was a watershed moment in human history, serving as the bridge between the stagnation of the Middle Ages and the modern age we inhabit today. It wasn't merely confined to the lands of Europe, but its reverberations reached across the ocean, compelling the founding fathers of America to envision a new society shaped by reason, exploration, and individual rights. The myths surrounding the Renaissance, that it was a battle against the church, an elitist club for the wealthy, or an age devoid of social awareness, are simply not true. The Renaissance was a complex interplay between tradition and innovation, faith and reason, exploration and inquiry. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the Renaissance, it's essential to recognize its profound impact on contemporary society. The ideas of individualism, creative expression, and the pursuit of knowledge that defined this era continue to inspire us today. As we move forward in this ever-changing world, it's crucial that we honor the spirit of curiosity, inquiry, and creativity that defined the Renaissance. Join us in celebrating the timeless legacy of the Renaissance, a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of the Renaissance and its lasting impact on our world. If you enjoyed this exploration of history and myth-busting, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What part of the Renaissance do you find most fascinating? Until next time, keep questioning and exploring the stories that shape our reality. As we conclude this exploration of the Renaissance, remember the power of human creativity, innovation, and inquiry. The impact of the Renaissance continues to unfold in the world around us.